to share with us. So I am excited for us all to hear from her. So we will start just with, hold on, I gotta figure out how to share my screen. Oh, sorry. Oh, you're just fine, Em. I was telling them that I didn't think anyone was going to show up. Start share. There. Okay. Tanya, I can see you. So you tell me if you can see it. Good? Is that better because it's big? Okay. All right, Tanya, you're the one. Oh, I can still see you. Okay, we're good. Okay, it's May. These are the rank ups we had in April on Emily's big team. Stephanie ranked up to senior silver, Jennifer double ranked silver and senior silver, Christy Twerdick ranked silver, Nicole Shoemaker ranked silver, and Brianna ranked silver this month. So that was super fun, and silver is a really big deal. So congratulations to everyone who ranked up. This is the rank rewards program. This is going on this month too.
Hey,
and I think we forget, like,
Liz.
yes, can you?
It's only showing the cover slide, so I'm not really sure. Like
It's not moving?
yeah, we're only seeing Hello May, Rising Jewels team call.
Your screen sharing is paused. Why is it paused? Don't pause. I don't want it to pause. It does say that it's paused, but I don't know why it's paused. Edit?
Let me see.
Is that better? Resume share? Okay, we're going to stop and restart the sharing, and then maybe it'll work. What is going on? Get out of here. I don't want this. Okay, let's go this. Now is it working? Okay. Now?
I mean, we see the intro slide. There we go.
Now is it changed?
Yes, now we see that.
Okay. Maybe I just can't make it big.
Why don't you try? Why don't you just click present and see if that will allow it? We can see that, but it's not like you. There you go. Perfect. Perfect.
Good? Okay. Thank you, Kanya. I like the waving. I need that. So. Okay, so this is the rank rewards program. And so this is this is an incentive that's available in May too. So if you are gold to senior Ruby, you are eligible for the rank rewards program. You have to add 3 level 1s and then re-rank or maintain your rank that you had achieved like the previous month in order to get that. So Nancy, Carrie, Dana, and Lauren all got sweet bonuses for that, for maintaining their rank and adding 3 level 1s. So that's something that, I mean, it's like free money, right? Just for re-ranking and adding 3. These are the Q1 for 2024 Gold School earners. Tiffany Bogle and Krista Brandt under Lauren and Emily Sedovic. So congrats to you guys. Gold School is super, super fun if you have an opportunity to go. And so if you either rank gold or senior gold or sponsor are a level, like have a level 1 rank gold or senior gold, then you are invited to Gold School. The walking pad earners from April, Jennifer Varner, who ranked silver and senior silver this month, Nicole Shoemaker, she's the new silver, and then Lauren Farmer all earned the walking pad, and I'm totally jealous. So I hope you guys love it and share about it all over your social media. Now I can't see what this says because all these things are at the top. Okay, these are active leader achievers. This is people who added at least 3 in the month of April. Jennifer Varner, Nicole Shoemaker, Lauren Farmer, Dana, Hannah, Kylie Bell, Lacey Wilcox, Nancy, Pamela, Brianna, Carrie, and Valerie all added at least 3. And I remember hearing from Brooke Hemingway once on a training that like her goal as like a double, triple diamond, I don't even know, is always to add 3. So that like never changes. That's always my goal too, is to add 3 every month. That's how we go silver in the beginning. And that is like always my goal, to add 3. I don't always hit it, obviously. But that is always my goal, to add 3. And so I think if Brooke Hemingway says that she still tries to add 3 when she's like 5,000 diamond. That's a worthy goal for us all to try to keep. This is a look at our May calendar. We already did our getting started Zoom. Tonight we have our team call with Marissa Almond. And our Get Active challenge started today. If you are not in that group, talk to someone and get in the group, because we have like over 115 people, I think, in that group. It's huge, you guys. Like, people want this. And so please utilize it. Please be in there, like, commenting. I did schedule out all of the posts, and every night at 8:30 there's going to be like a kind of like a check-in post. So please go comment on that and like tag your people. Just keep it fun. If you're reading something, if you're like reading a personal development book or something, share a quote in there, like share your workout in there, share things in there, just to keep it interactive and fun for people. It's more like, we have a lot of people in there, like, let's not let this go to waste. So like, let's lock arms and make this like fun and worthwhile. So please, please share things in there. Like, go there and share a quote from a book or whatever it is. Please share things in there. And then this Thursday, we have our Mother's Day event. Emily set this up for us with a bunch of diamonds, and it's going to be really, really good. So I encourage you to be inviting to that. Like, it's going to be awesome. So be inviting, prioritize that call this Thursday at 8 p.m. It'll be on Zoom, 30-ish minutes, I assume. Yeah, so invite to that. Use these events. And then we are going to start accountability group and book study next week. Em, do you want to share a little bit about that now?
Yeah, so we've decided that we want to kind of change some things up. And so we are brainstorming what we want accountability group to look like, because correct me if I'm wrong, but from the past 6 years, we've been doing this for 6 years. It is our meat and potatoes of our team. But I think when we look at what's happening in accountability group, I would say a lot of people love accountability group, but I don't think people utilize it for what it should be. A lot of times, I think that it does help us, especially like in the beginning of the accountability group, to kind of get our minds back on track of like the IPAs. But I think it's just really easy for people to kind of fizzle out, and honestly it's not holding people super accountable. And so we're trying to brainstorm what we want this to look like, because you guys know that definition of insanity is like repeating the same thing over and over and over, hoping for a different outcome. And so yes, exactly like Lacey said, like, we value our team, we value our community, but we also want it to not just be a place for people to just come and hang out. And so while we're trying to like brainstorm what this looks like, we're not at a place yet where we're ready to make a lot of changes. So we've decided that this next 6-week time period, we're going to, instead of do power hour, instead of doing accountability group on Monday nights, we're going to get into activity. And so Sunday nights, we will be putting posts up in Rising Jewels team page, where we're going to have just kind of a checklist of what you need to have ready for Monday night when you come to the call. We're going to break out into 2 different groups. We're going to have group 1 be with Hannah, Liz, Lacey, Ashley, all of you guys and your teams. And then group 2 will be with Kara Carrington's team and everybody else, my level ones, my team. And so we'll have 2 different groups, and we are going to do a power hour. Now, I want you to know this is not going to be just some like puff up, like let's motivate everybody. This is going to be actual, like, we are sitting down. It is muted. We will have a guided power hour, power half hour, but we want to not just talk it. We want to get into activity. And so that's what we're going to do for the next 6 weeks. Now, of course, you have Memorial Day in there, so that's going to kind of change some things up. And then we are going to be doing the gap and the gain. And I'm not going to go into details on that, but that will be starting next week as well. And I'm really excited because we're kind of changing up book study as well. The gap and the gain is good for anybody who is wanting this business. It's not too rich and deep where it's confusing. It is something that's applicable to every part of your life. And so I encourage everybody to be committed to this, because this is an incredibly powerful book. It's a very mindset focused book. So go and buy The Gap and the Gain and commit to doing the Power Hour in book study with us starting next Monday.
Okay, I couldn't figure out how to unmute you guys. I swear, if I can do this, anyone can do this. Like, it's taking up my whole screen. It's very confusing to me. Anyway, so we're really excited about the revamp. We'll focus on getting action in the summertime for AG and book study. Memorial Day, we won't do anything. And then the last week of May, the goal is to have everyone host an event. So be thinking of someone that you can host an event for. If you don't have anyone, host an event for yourself, a 15-minute messenger chat, a Facebook group, a Zoom, like whatever you want to do, but take ownership and be thinking about that last week of May. The goal is to have everyone hosting something on your own. That means just making it up as you go, figuring it out, copying something that you've seen done before. Don't like overcomplicate it. But if you have questions about that, ask your sponsor and we're happy to help. This is the Mother's Day event. These are the diamonds that Emily, oh, and Chandler, not all diamonds, jewels, that Emily has set up to speak to us. And we are so excited. It's going to be awesome. So please utilize that call.
There's a flower bouquet giveaway for one guest that's on the call on Thursday night. The Farm Girl flowers. So one guest live will get some bouquets of flowers.
And those are like the most gorgeous flowers ever. They're awesome. May incentives. There are tons of them. Go to Rising Jewels, read the post. If you don't get it, go in the help center, dig in, ask questions. But you can earn, if you enroll 3 VIPs with 100 PV, you can earn this super cute wallet. I went and Googled them because I was like, I don't know what's cool. Like, I don't know what things are. And they're like 60 or 70 bucks. I was like, wow, like that's really cool. So, and it's super cute. And it's like branded with plexus and everything. And then my favorite thing is the double rank up bonuses for gold to senior ruby. You guys, it's like $500 for hitting gold, just the rank up bonus. Like that's crazy. 700 for senior gold, 1,000 for ruby, 1,500 for senior ruby. Like that is nuts, like so cool. And then the leader bonuses. So if you develop in your level 1 a gold, you get $125 bonus, a senior gold 175, a ruby 250, a senior ruby 375. So yeah, that's like huge money on the table. Awesome. And then we still have the rank rewards going on too. And of course, fast start is still a thing. You don't get the double rank up bonus plus fast start, you get one or the other. Just a little FYI there. And then these are the promo codes that we have for new customers who order 100 PV, give 10. And then for current customers who haven't ordered in a month, they can use that save 10 code again. That's still good. The product of the season is sleep. I love having this for even when I travel, I use this a lot. So it's something that's cheaper on the perk points, I think is how that works. It's like fewer perk points to get this right now. And now we are going to hear from Marissa. Marissa, are you on now?
I'm here.
Yeah, she is. Okay. I am so excited to hear from Marissa. Marissa, you probably missed my intro. I introed you at like the beginning of the call before you were on. So here she is, everyone. We are so excited to hear from you, Marissa. Thank you for taking time out of your night to share with us. You are an awesome trainer, someone I definitely look up to. If you don't follow her on social media, go follow her because she has the most adorable kids and just the cutest social media. And yeah, I'm really excited to hear from you, Marissa. So thank you for taking your time to share with us.
Thank you. You guys, I was so excited when Liz messaged me and I kind of was like, are you sure? Me? Like I was super, was like, but I'm so honored. You guys, I love this team. I have gotten to know so many of your leaders because we are fortunate enough to have I am fortunate enough to have Jordan Roddenberry as my diamond upline, who is obviously Emily's power partner. And so we get to do a lot of things together. And I just adore the leaders on your team. You guys are in such a great place. Love all of the women here. So thank you for having me. I'm super excited to share with you guys. It's been a little while, I feel like, since I led a team call. And so I was like, oh, okay, this is fun. Because and that's going back to like what when Liz approached me, I was kind of like, are you sure? Because I haven't been on the leaderboard. So you probably haven't seen my name if you don't know me. Like, where I feel like typically in the past I have been. And so it's been a weird season for me, but that's actually exactly why I was so excited to share with you guys tonight, because I know the power of like being in this rebuild season and all the things that you can learn in a place like this. And so I just want to share with you like a little bit about my journey, um, and how it's been and what I've learned. And I hope to leave you with um, a bit of inspiration, and maybe a little bit of motivation, but more than that, like motivation only lasts so long. And so I want to leave you with something that you can hold on to that maybe leaves you with something that you can go do, maybe something that you can dig into in your business, something that will hopefully light a fire inside of you that I know you need when you're in a season like I've been in. So if you're there, just know it's okay. And I only want to tell you is that it gets better. It truthfully gets better. And I have so much proof to that. So I'm saying this to you, and we are not yet in momentum. Like my team is not yet in momentum. We are fully in a rebuild season that's really kind of a refill season, so to speak. It's not even a rebuild. So what I mean by that is like, okay, we went Emerald, and I'll take you back through my journey in a second, but we went Emerald in March of 22. And we were doing great. Like we were re-ranking up through like 5 months after that. And we were just on a roll. And I was thinking, Sapphire's right there, you know? And then come July, we were no longer re-ranking, and we haven't since then. And I'm just being super transparent so that you can understand that like I'm not just saying this to you to, blow some smoke and get you all fiery. I'm saying this to you so that you understand that, like, I've been in here, I've been in this place, and I'm still here. And there's a lot of reasons why that I'm going to share with you in a bit. Um, but basically, I've had a lot of people quit. My largest Ruby Leg quit, and I have been completely refilling. So we were up here and we've dropped down a lot. And and since then, it's not like you're just rebuilding where you're taking off from where you left off. So what I say refill is I'm just refilling where we once were. And I feel like this season is even harder than like once you get to the rebuild, because it's so easy to compare to where you once were. And I will just reiterate what Emily and Liz were just talking about, because the book that I have in front of me right now is The Gap and the Gain. And so if you are even hesitant on being a part of that book study that you guys are doing, do not. Like lean in. And this book has been so transformative for me during the season for so many reasons. But this just read it, go to the book study. And there was even a couple times during when we did it as a Ruby and above, all of us leaders here, we did it last month or whatever it was. And I wasn't fully caught up, but I still attended the call anyway, because I knew I was going to get something from it. And then I was able to catch up. But once I got going in the book, I literally couldn't put it down. I was hooked to it because it was giving me so much validation for where I was. And it was teaching me, it was opening my eyes to let me see where I had been. And especially in that comparison piece of not to other people. Like that wasn't ever really my issue, was comparing to what other people, because there's a lot of people on our team that are in momentum, flying through the ranks. We've had new emeralds last month, like all of these people really blowing up. And I'm not. And so I could have very easily been comparing to all of them. Um, but instead, I was really stuck in comparing to where I was before and my own expectations and this like idea of where I had assumed I would be or should be. And that was a whole other mindset that was plaguing me that I really was avoiding and not allowing myself to admit because I wanted to be better than that, right? Like I wanted to tell myself, no, I'm not playing the victim. No, I'm not blaming, like, because I had people quit and all these things. I'm not doing those things. But really, this book allowed me to see that I was, and I was truthfully in the gap, pretty deep down there. Um, and so, with that being said, I'm going to take you back through to like a little bit of my journey so that you can even understand where that comes from. So I started in 2020. So I just hit 4 years on Plexus products, which is so cool. I started in April, right after my third girl was born, and I had an event because my sponsor told me to. And June, the next month. I had no idea what I was doing. I was the worst host ever. I just like randomly invited people, didn't even really attend the event. But lo and behold, one person wanted to order. And that girl actually ended up being my Ruby leg. Because she wanted to get her products paid for. And I have an amazing sponsor who just like made us do events. She said, well, we just do events and we just did events for everybody. And so I just duplicated what was done for me. So know that when you are recruiting people and you are bringing them onto this process, whatever you do or don't do will be duplicated down. So for me, I duplicated having personal events for all of my level ones, whether they wanted the business or not. We just did it because we said it was fun and it was something that I provided. And we just did it. Thursdays were events, was what we always did. So because of that, we moved really, really quickly at the beginning. We went Fast Start Gold in July. And then in August, Fast Start Senior Gold. And then in September, we were pushing for Ruby and fell short, but hit Ruby in October. So mind you, I had only started products in April. So that was like very, very quickly to Ruby. I think it was just shy of Fast Start, what would be Fast Start Ruby now. Okay. And then we didn't re-rank in November Ruby, but then we reclaimed Ruby in December. Then February, that next year, February 2021, we pushed for Senior Ruby and fell short by 15 orders. And I remember I was like so devastated. But then I was like, it's fine. What I did was I just said, well, I'll just hit Senior Ruby. I'll plan to hit Senior Ruby by the middle of the month in March. And then we did. And that next month, so we pushed for Senior Ruby in February, we fell short. And then in March, we actually broke 1,000 points because we just kept going. And that actually pushed my sponsor to Emerald that month. So it was just crazy fun. We were just going, and having a great time. So for me, I was like, oh, Emerald's right there. We're going to push for Emerald the next month. Well, listen, it was crickets. We didn't do anything else the next month. Everybody was tired. We had been pushed, and we were just like hanging. And we hung out around 1,000 points for a whole year, the whole next year. And that season was tough because I was so used to that quick moving. And we've all been there before. We've had people on our team that move real quick like that. And then all of a sudden, when they're not moving quick like that anymore, they stop because they're expecting it to be as easy as it was. And I was kind of there. I was kind of like, well, what the heck? Like, where are all the people at? Like, everybody wanted this and now nobody's wanting it. I will tell you, I never stopped recruiting. I've always been a pretty good recruiter of my own level ones, but I was having a harder time getting people to like actually share and develop more silvers and things like that. Looking back, I know I was being super reliant on helping my girls hit their goals, but they just weren't there. So always be really cognizant of like, is your team, their actions, is it really matching what they're saying? And when you can feel that they're not, I kept wanting to pull them along. But instead, what I probably should have done during that season was really go try to develop some new legs. And it wasn't until the next year that I was like, and the new year hit, right? And I was like, I'm so over this. Like, I gotta do something different because, like Emily said, I was doing the same thing and nothing was changing. So I was like, I'm doing something different. So during that season, when it was slow, beginning in January, I took that time to like look at my systems. I was like, maybe we need some updating. Like, it's not as clear anymore. People are kind of feeling a little bit confused on what to do. So I shifted some things because everything that I had, I took directly from my sponsor and she took from her, and it just trickled down. We were moving fast. There was no need to change anything. We were moving fast, right? But then we slowed down and I was like, this doesn't really fit us anymore. I need it to be more me. I need it to be more my team. And so I shifted some things because we were slow. I had time. So whenever you have those seasons too where you're slow, like take that as an opportunity to refine. Go refine what you've got going on, make sure that it works, that it's simple. And what I will say though is don't like change things to then just keep changing things, because you got to let it like see if it works. Okay. So I changed up some things in December, and it was mainly the way that our events were running. I updated the graphics, I kind of changed up the verbiage, and I just made it sound less info-y, if that makes sense. I just changed it a little bit. And so the event started working again. And then that year, in March is actually where we were at like, let me see, I think I took notes. We were at like 982 points and we pushed through and went emerald that March. 1527 is when we ended, and we waited to the very last minute. It was super stressful, but we did it. And so that year we got to go on the trip. I remember I took my mom, I had a newborn baby with me. And it was awesome. And we were holding rank for a while. And like I said, I felt like Sapphire was just going to be right there. I had brought on, during that time, I brought on a couple. Yes, we did yoga together. It was such a good time. It was so exactly what I needed and what I had envisioned and just dreamed for so long. And so during that time though, too, I have to let you know that it wasn't that same team. During that time, actually in the month of March, when I decided to push for Emerald, and like not just say that I was going to push for Emerald like I had done several months in the year before. I really committed. I had a plan, I had a strategy in place. I had no idea where the points were going to come from, but I knew that I can go develop some new people. And in the month of March, I developed 2 new golds, because and that's really that momentum from those 2 girls, is what got us there, because without them there wouldn't have been the new energy, there wouldn't have been the momentum, all those things. So there's so much power in what can happen when you just bring in one fresh person that's ready to rock. You're inspired, you're motivated, everybody else kind of feeds off of that. It's everything, okay? So then it's been 2 years, guys. It's been 2 years and we haven't re-ranked. And it's been long and hard, okay? And so I'm going to share with you a little bit of like so many of the reasons why I could have quit during the season, okay? And this is going to sound like a laundry list of negativity, and I want you to just, and the only reason I'm sharing this with you is so that you can understand like that it's not like we've just been not re-ranking and it's just been fine and dandy. Like it's been really stressful for me in my house and in my life, and there's a lot of reason why. Like during that time, how many times have you been with people where they're like, oh, I just gotta pull the reins back. I can't do it right now. I've got this going on and this going on. And for me, I was like, because I've got this going on and this going on, I'm not leaving. I'm not quitting. I've committed to this. And my whole thought process has been like, I haven't gotten this far to just get this far, is literally what I tell myself almost every day. Like, I have not worked for 4 years to build something that I had no idea what I was doing to get to just here. And I'm saying just here, which is an amazing place to be. I could have only dreamt to been here years ago. Okay. But what has been happening over the last couple of years is, instead of seeing that as a blessing, because there's been so many like financial hardships, my husband lost his job, we've moved 2 times, had a baby, we're about to move a 3rd time. Literally all of my goals have quit. None of them are re-ranking. I just recently had my Ruby leg completely quit. I am literally starting from scratch with silvers and senior silvers on my team. And without like some solid retention of my level ones and without some true commitment to like do this thing, there's no way we'd even be where we are right now. Um, and I say that to tell you that like this doesn't just stick with you like if you're not really doing the things. I've had so many people during the season tell me like I need to back off because my husband lost his job, or I need to back off because I'm having a surgery, or I need to back off because I just had a baby, or I need to back off because, I just need to find balance or whatever it is. And I understand that because I've been there. I totally get that. But at the same time, like that, when you dig your heels into that, like because of that, that's actually what propels you out of the mess you're in. And I didn't understand that for so long. I just kind of felt like that weight that I was carrying was the reason why I wasn't getting anywhere. Instead of looking at it like this weight that I'm carrying is actually making me stronger, better. It's teaching me a lesson. It's here for a reason. I know what I know now that I had no idea then. And my rebuild doesn't have to look the same. I'm not going to do it the same way that I did it before. I was working like crazy. I was having so much fun. I was doing all of these extra things. And the reality is, I can't really do it the same way anymore. But what I can do is I know that this business is about people, and I can go pour my time into new people and stop waiting and wishing that my old team would come back. And I had to allow myself to just say, they're not coming back and it's okay. And it was heartbreaking. It was truthfully heartbreaking because we built this together, all of these girls, and they're my actual friends. I'm not the person that like recruits people that I don't know. Almost everybody that I work with is like an actual friend of mine. So it was like, it's like layer on layer of heartache and pain that I had to work through. And all of these jewels that are on this call right now have definitely seen me cry at a Zoom at one point for sure during this season because it's been tough. But I just kept telling myself, like, I'm here for a reason. I'm here for not what I'm doing, and my points aren't defining me. But what is defining me is the way that people change when I do what I do, the impact that it's leaving on people when I do what I do. And I had to stop looking at it as like something that I needed and was grasping for, and something instead that felt fun and exciting. And the only way I could find that fun and exciting again was to be hopeful for what was coming and who I was going to reach. But what I had to do was I had to go back to my why. I had to figure it out again because it wasn't clear. It was kind of muddy. I was like, I had a lot of in my head, it was very cloudy and junky. Like I had a lot of red light stories going on. There was drama, you guys, with some of the girls that left. There were team conflict things. There was a lot of culture cleanup that I had to do. So it wasn't just like they left and were gone. It was like heartache and pain and left behind pieces. And it had me questioning my leadership. It had me questioning what my team thought of me. It had me questioning a lot of like, what do people think of me? And then I was like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? Like, I know what people think of me. And since when did I ever let that stop me? Like I had to like look at myself again and be like, what would I have told myself 4 years ago when I first started this? Like, go do you. Go be bold and share what you want to do. And like also protect your peace. If there's people that are in your chats or in your business, or maybe sideline people that you've relied on to go to and vent and do all the negativity with, like you got to pull yourself out of that. You just got to get real and be like, listen, this is not serving me. This is not serving me, and I need to change things up. And that was a real hard look I had to give myself because I'm an Enneagram 1, and I'm like, I like to do things the right way. I am like a super believer in like ethics and, you know, doing things the right way and all of that. And I had to look at myself and be like, I'm not doing it the right way because I am playing small and I am doing all the things that I would never tell anybody in my team to do. I was avoiding, I was living in shame, and I just had to pull myself out. And this book was super, super, super eye-opening for me in that because I really didn't want to admit it. And I once I finally did and said, I can overcome this, I can change this, this is easy. I I made that change. I got myself around some different people that weren't going to allow me to sit in the sulk and be negative and whatever and would just be like, "Hey, you're in the gap." I'm like, "Okay, I got to pull it together. Let's do this." And since then, I brought on like I don't know three three new people that want the business, and they're not silver yet, and it's okay. It's okay, but they're here and they're excited and they're posting and just them being there and like having people to talk to and coach again, like that's exciting. And I know they'll get there because I know what it takes for them to get there. And I'm not afraid to pour into people anymore because I was afraid to pour into people for a while because I felt burned by what had happened. But I know not everybody's like that. And even those people that I did feel burned by, I know that they're there for a reason. They taught me a lesson. Each and every one of them did. They taught me something that I didn't know about myself. They taught me something that I didn't know about this business. And they taught me something about who I want to work with, who I want to do this with, who I'm posting to, what is you know, the quality of the person, what qualities am I looking for? What is my message? I got really clear. If you followed me for a long time, and I know nobody ever looks at anybody's social media as close as we look at our own, but you'll probably notice there has been some shifts in the way that I post and the way that I am speaking about the business because I am specifically looking to attract a certain type of person and a certain positivity in people that I know I didn't have before. And like I said, those people have all taught me things. And so that's why the hard season is there for a reason. And we've got to lean in and we can't avoid it. We can't push it away. We can't say this is a bad time because it's never a good time. Okay. When my husband lost his job, I could have backed away and said, this is really not a good time. Okay. But then guess what happened after that? Then he moved and we were living apart for several months. Also, not a good time to work your business with 4 little kids. Okay. And then we moved. Also, not a good time to work your business. And then during football season, when I'm solo again, also not a great time to work. Okay. Like it's never a great time, but when you have that priority and your why is solid, you know why you're here. And truthfully, if you don't know your why, you're not going to stick around through the hard. You just won't because you're not going to be fired up to be here. It's just, I've always found that when I felt myself avoiding my back office, when I felt myself avoiding leading my team, it was because my why needed to be revisited. And when I did, I was like, oh, I'm ready. Let's go. Turn it on, you know? And that's when I dyed my hair and I changed the whole thing. I was like, new hair, new girl, let's go. But I'm just saying, like, it takes a hard look, and just don't shy away. So there's a couple of things that I just want to leave you with. Um, hold on. Keep holding on when things are slow. Get in there. Let the personal growth happen. Go read some more. You don't have a lot of people to lead? Fine, great. Go lead yourself. Be your best leader. Go grow, go learn, go journal. You have the power to change that. Okay. Another thing is keep your belief high because this is really easy. This is really easy to get away from. Go back and look at your old testimonies that you've written before in your product page. Go back and look at people in your virtual office that you've helped overcome, whatever it is, getting off medications, pain relief, whatever it is. Get that belief back in those products, and get that belief back in this business. Go watch Diamond Docs. I started watching Diamond Docs again. I was like, oh, I forgot. I haven't watched these in a while. And I was like, oh, if she can do it, I can do it, you know? So go watch those, share your dreams and be picky, about who you share those things with, because sometimes our inner circle can be our biggest critics, right? So if that's you, be picky about that, but also be bold in posting it. Like, maybe you don't got to talk about it with the people that live in your home or whatever, but go post it. And, there's been times where I've just told my husband, like, then just don't look at my posts. It's fine. Like, not my husband supports me, but there's been times where he's like, did you really post that? And I'm like, hey, you don't got to look at it. It's fine. You know, um, it's my social media, not yours. No. And then keep working, even if you're the only one. Like, that's my biggest thing. Like, keep working, go add your VIPs, and whatever you focus on will expand. One thing that I felt myself doing was that I shied away from leading. I shied away from leading team calls. I shied away from going live in our business page and sharing tips. I shied away from providing advice in our bigger chats. There were even times where I muted the Jewel chats when everybody was in Hawaii and I wasn't there because I was living in a shame storm and I couldn't handle it. And sometimes you got to do that. And like, I had to protect my peace at that time. And that's what worked for me then. But you can go back, right? Like, don't be afraid to lead. Go lead yourself really well. I sent some graphics to Liz that she can share with you guys that have been super helpful for me during the season, but also in just leading other people through this season. And the biggest thing is I would just say, don't drag the people that are here with you. If you don't have the people yet, know that they are coming, as long as that's what you're focusing on and you're having fun. Be very bold in your business reach outs. If you're here to build a legacy business, you've got to share the business. And if you're feeling like inadequate because you weren't where you once were, or you're not where you expected to be, first of all, go find some gratitude for where you are. And then second of all, just know that it's coming, as long as you continue to have fun. And if you're not having fun, you got to figure out why. And if you say, like I said, well, I'm not having fun because I don't have anybody to do this with. Okay, well, do you expect anybody to come do this with you if you're also not having any fun? So it's like this vicious circle. So I had to go get creative and be like, okay, well, what's fun to me? And fun to me is sharing about the business. Fun to me is looking at the potential of what can be. And I just leaned really heavy into that. Obviously, there's a ton of books that you can read. And I will just say that if you're going to read them, also go apply them. And journal where you are. One of my biggest things that I look back and I'm like, and I regret, is that I didn't always take note of what I learned in particular seasons. So write down those things. What was the shift you made? What helped you get from here to here? Where did that person come from? Things like that. One other thing that's been really eye-opening, if you are like, if you're senior gold, ruby above, is that I learned that once my girls got to gold, I felt like I kind of just let them go because I felt like they knew what they were doing. And one thing that I've learned is that I shouldn't do that. My sponsor didn't pull hands off when I went gold, so I should not pull hands off when they go gold. Keep encouraging them to do the next scary thing and keep vision casting, getting them to events as often as possible. Events are life-changing, truthfully, and that sounds like super dramatic, but they are. Every time I've been to an event, it has altered my business big time. And also, every time I have not been to an event, you guys, I earned Punta Cana and the cruise and didn't go to either of them during this non-recruiting or non-ranking season, which was so hard and put me further in the gap and further in the shame. But there was a lot going on in my family and we couldn't make it work. But just know that, like, I look back on that and I'm like, dang, I know that if I would have went to those, we would be emerald, because that vision, the vision that casts for the people that see you there. And so anyway, events are game changers. If you're not going to a convention, you need to go to convention if you want a business. So that's kind of all I've God, that was a lot. I'm just like, but so hopefully that was very helpful. um,
That was awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much.
mhm.
Thank you for just your vulnerability, your transparency, and sharing that all. I think that spoke to a lot of us. I hope that all of you, what I heard Marissa saying over and over again, like all I could hear when she was talking is just like her crystal clear vision. Like she has ownership over her business because she knows where she's going. Like she knows what's possible. She knows exactly where she's headed and she has taken ownership and she's like just doing whatever it takes to get there. And that is just like so inspiring. Yeah, if you guys have questions for Marissa, please ask. Casey just asked in the chat. You mentioned hosting events for all customers. How do you face the objections when customers don't want an event?
Um, well, a lot of times they don't want them, and I usually will just say, they usually give you some reason why, whether it's not a good time or they want to wait till they're on products for longer. Something that has been working really well for me is letting them know, like I'll usually ask them like, okay, what do you want to see from your products before you begin to share? Because then at least I know like where to get them. What are they expecting before they get to that point? Or just asking like, when is a good time? Okay, I've had one person who said to me last month when I asked her, and she's a long time level 1, and she never wanted to share. And I asked her, and kind of anticipating that she would probably say no, but I was like hitting up all my level 1s, be like, let's do an event, let's do an event. And she said that she didn't want to do one last month, but she wants to do one this month. And I was like, oh, perfect. So then I put her on my calendar. So just asking, I think, and even if they say no, that, hey, no worries, we can do it another time. And then just continue to customer care. Great customer care. That's actually one piece that I didn't mention is to share with your team customer care, and don't shy away from letting them know that they need to take care of the people that they recruit. Because I did that. I was like, oh, that's so hard for them to like manage that and be like recruiting. I had some girls that came on that were super high recruiters during the season when a lot of people quit. I did bring on other people and they then quit too, right? Like one went fast start gold, almost senior gold, and she quit. And she also was not doing like any customer care. And so like, I'm like, okay. So anyway, actually, Kanya, is that how you say your name? I always feel like I say it wrong.
It's Kanya, like Tanya with a K.
Sorry, Kanya. Anyway, she shared even some things that she does for retention with me that I've been working on with my team too, because I was like, okay, we got to fix this piece. But like, don't shy away from teaching people retention. Like, that's important. So, yeah, so I just let them know it's okay if they don't want to do an event. Like, sometimes they don't want to do an event, but they'll post. I'll ask them for a shout out post. Especially like our team, we do a $50 drawing every month for anybody who does a shout out post. So we ask people to do shout out posts, and then we take their screenshots and put it on our business page. And then there's a drawing every month. So it's a good incentive for them. Like, hey, you want to do a shout out post? You can be entered to win $50. So that's, people are like, oh, sure. Are you doing the 15-minute messenger chats for Facebook Live groups? We do 15-minute messenger chats. We do all of them. We do all the different events, just depending on what we want to do. And truthfully, for the longest time, I felt like I wasn't even doing events because I didn't have people to do them for, or I didn't have anybody that was truthfully like in it working with me. And I just started doing it for myself, to like have something to promote. I was like, I'm doing an event on Thursday, like just me. Like, it's fine. You don't have to, nobody knows that it's just you. Who cares? So I would just start doing, yeah, I did 15-minute messenger chats. Sometimes I've even had people like not even come, and you're like, whatever, I'll just do another one tomorrow. Like, I would just do another one. I just have events all the time. Messenger chats, Facebook groups. Yeah, just keep doing them. Just don't shy away from the action. That's like the number one thing. And thankfully for me, like my diamond upline Jordan, she's all about action. So if you tell her anything's bugging you, she's like, well, what'd you do today? I'm like, okay, I'll go do something. So, just don't shy away from the action. That's what keeps you in the game. That's what keeps your mind right. And because your mindset will make or break you. And which is why I love this book. You guys should read it for sure if you haven't already committed to that.
Awesome. Anyone have like one last question for Marissa? We've already kept you a long time. Thank you. Okay, that's a good one. Do you see it in the chat?
Yes. This is a great one. I for a very long time shied away from difficult conversations. And I have learned that I cannot do that because people come to you to do this business because they trust that they're going to get results from you, not from you, but that you're going to help them get results. And so if we don't have the tough conversations, then they're not going to get the results. We've got to be the one to give the feedback in a way that's like in teaching, we kind of learn the hamburger, right? Like, I didn't even think I even told you guys I was a teacher. But I was a teacher. And anyway, there's like a hamburger. So it's like compliment, area of growth, compliment, like you sandwich it in. Okay. So you tell them something that they're doing great. I love your posting this week. You really shared about that the business today. Here's an area that I think that you can work on, right? What are your weekly goals? I started talking about weekly goals instead of monthly goals with my team because I'm learning that month goals seem like it gives too much leeway where people procrastinate and then they're only working the last month of the last week of the month. And then they feel like, dang, I didn't even hit that goal. Well, yeah, because you only worked for 5 days and that goal was set for a month. So we can't hit our goals in 5 days that we set for 30 days, And I've just come to learn, I've really been preaching this with my team, is like, not every day has to be perfect. You just have to do something. You just have to do something every single day because this is a day by day business, and not just monthly. All of the little things, the mundane things that we do every single day get you to where you want to be. So yeah, I've been helping them set weekly goals and then helping them be more accountable. Like if they say, okay, I'm going to call so-and-so today, like you get in their messenger tomorrow and you're like, hey, how did that phone call go? Don't ask, did you make the phone call? You say, how did the phone call go? So if you haven't also listened to exactly what to say, that's super helpful. It's like an hour on audiobook. I've listened to it at least 5 times during the season. So that is super helpful for coaching your team too, and just like recruiting in general, but also for coaching. I use it a lot on how to phrase things like that. It's exactly what to say. I don't remember the author's name, but he's done a lot of Plexus things.
Okay, Marissa, thank you so much. Oh, Lauren
You are
Farmer's
so-
holding up the book for us.
there we
thank
go.
you.
Yes, Lauren has it.
Yes, he spoke. Did he speak at convention or was that in
I think
Mexico?
he spoke in Mexico when I wasn't there because I remember hearing about it. Yes,
It
but
was
he
wonderful.
also did book study. He did book study for Plexus too. That's where I first heard of him.
Yeah, that's an awesome book. Super, it's short, it's practical. Yeah, it's really good. Thank you so much, Marissa. Really appreciate you taking the time to share with us. That was really encouraging, and thanks for just your example of steadfastness and like determination and sticking it out, because yeah, your vision is incredible and I want to borrow some of that belief and vision from you. So I'm going to borrow that from you. So thank you for sharing so much.
Thanks you guys so much.
Thanks, Marissa. So we are done for tonight. We will start next week with our accountability group and book study. So order The Gap in the Gain. If you were not convinced by Emily and I telling you to order it, hopefully Marissa convinced you to order the book. Order The Gap in the Gain. We'll send links in the chat. You guys could also Google it, but we'll send links to make it easy. And oh, it's 20% off on Amazon right now. Thanks, Lace. It's worth it. It's such a good book. And then we'll start our power hours and getting into action. So we're all feeling like high on belief right now, right? Go do something for your business. Go send a message, make a post, do something for your business tonight before you go to bed. We have 4 minutes to get it done before it's 9 o'clock where I am. It's 40% off on Amazon. Wow, that's even better deal. Okay, thank you guys so much. See you next week.